Beyond the shader as Feyenoord and PSV lead the charge over in the Dutch Eredivisie. But what about Ajax? What's going on with them? We'll take a little look at it next. Matchday number 5 and the Eredivisie, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Dutch football related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We're going to know here under Juan Aroski. That's right, boys and girls. Of course, Ajax slipped up a little bit, so did FC Twente. A lot of the boys, even AZ Alkmaar, could not get over the line last week, and a bit of a Bobby Dazzler, of course. We'll talk more about those games in just a second. A big shout out, of course, to the Patreon gang. You know who you are, supporting the channel behind the scenes. There are 20 of them, and I do appreciate their support behind the scenes. If anybody else is out there that wants to make that 20 into a crisp blackjack 21, get in the old description down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. So let's jump into the deep end then to have a look at how all we got on in a very, very slim pickings. Of course, not many predictions out there for this past week, but it doesn't matter. We'll have a look at how you all got on and have a little look what that's done to the old prediction league then. So let's get in the deep end, of course, not mucking about, getting into it, of course. Let's have a look first and foremost at the criteria. 0 to 2, you're in the straight face gang, boys. 3 to 7, straight face club. 8+, you're in the top banana. I think that might be a little bit far-fetching, of course. Let's have a look at it then, shall we? Of course, my picks on the left, the real deal on the right. FC Utrecht and SC Heerenveen got themselves off to a ball draw, 1-1 in the end. Hank Verkman on score sheet for Heerenveen. Garanjo Kirk on score sheet for Utrecht. Rein Schmidt get himself sent off for Heerenveen. Actually went with a 2-2 draw. Not too shabby on that bad boy, hey. Vitesse Arnhem did take care of business against Hercules Almelo. 3-0 winners on the day. Lewis Openda and Osimhen Dalafu and Osamada Tenani also getting a couple of goals of the Osani brothers chipping in. Actually went with a 2-0 win myself for Vitesse Arnhem. Not too bad, boys. Not too bad indeed. Meanwhile, Waalwijk against PEC Zwolle. That was postponed. Actually with a 2-1 win for Zwolle, but we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, VVV Venlo lost to Den Haag. A surprise one there. Shakir Penis. David Leonard Phillip on the score sheet for Den Haag, and Giacaminis on the score sheet for VVV Venlo. Actually went with the VVV Venlo win, but I was wrong. So yeah, kudos to Den Haag. Big victory for them. FC Twente could only muster a draw, win a 1-1 draw against FC Emmen. I got the right amount of goals, folks. I actually went with the 2-0 win myself, but unfortunately I was wrong. Vivo Vakalav Serdi on the score sheet for Twente. Makio Deleuve on the score sheet for Emmen, as they took care of themselves a share of the spoils. Meanwhile, Ajax succumbed to Groningen. FC Groningen with a big fat 1-0 win on Sunday. The goal scorer on that day was Remco Balic on the score sheet for Groningen. Actually, with a 2-1 win for Ajax. Shame on me. But the goal at the game of the weekend was over. That's all, folks. The game of the weekend, though, was at Sparta over at Rotterdam. 4-4 in the end. No one can separate the two sides. Actually, AZ Alkmaar taking a 4-goal lead with Zakia Akabagawa getting a couple of goals. Danny De Witt getting a couple of goals as well. Meanwhile, of course, that was all in the first half. Second half completely changed. Adio Harudu, Dirk Abels, Lerit Thiel, and Shivan Milius getting on the goal scorers for Sparta as they came back to score. 4-4 in the end. Actually, I went the 2-0 win for AZ Alkmaar. I was right at half-time, but no, not in the end. Meanwhile, Wilhelm Schwei against Feyenoord, that ended up as a 4-1 win for Feyenoord. Actually went with the 2-1 win for Wilhelm. What was I thinking, folks? What was I thinking? Steven Bourgeois with a couple of goals. Brian Linson as well. Rodrigo Halps get the 4th goal, on the first goal actually for Feyenoord. Vadagenes Plavindus on the score sheet for Wilhelm Schwei. And wrapping it up was PSV Eindhoven against Fortuna Sittard. 2-0 win for PSV. Actually went with a 3-0 win, so that's not too bad. Goals were Donnell Milan and Nuri Medunkadink on score sheet for PSV. And I got myself 4 there, which puts me in the straight face gang. Now, how does that look in the table? Well, we'll have a look right here, right now. PSV are second. In fact, joint top alongside Feyenoord. Both of them have got 10 points out of a possible 12. Heerenveen are also up there as well with 10 points out of a possible 12. Meanwhile, Vitesse Arnhem, Ajax, Twente and Groningen in that chasing pack there. And down the foot of the table, Waalwijk and Sparta going down as of stands. Fortuna Sittard in the old playoff spot at the moment. But that's, of course, only just early days. And match day number 4. What's going to happen in match day number 5? We'll take a look at that in just a second. Let's have a look first. Of course, slim pickings in the old prediction league. Russell Frost, you did all right, son, and thank you for your predictions. Do appreciate that. Matt Connor did okay. Kittens Money, not too shabby. Chubby Kabagado did poop. Liam 2000, not too shabby. Omar Escudillo, the Mexican sniper, did all right as well. Lionel 50 did bits. LG and Cam also killing it as well. Victor Carvalho did okay. Amaji Monday, not too shabby. And Simples did poop. Yes. So this is it. Short and sweet. Out in the prediction league. Look at that. Taking its piss in time. Just those predictions. Just 11. Just 11 this week. Omar Esquivel, the Mexican kingpin, is your prediction king for this week. Matt Gunner, Russell Frost and Carvalho not too far behind. But that's just this week. What about your overall pick of the Garoonies? Currently, your kingpin is... We are QPR with 57%. He didn't even participate this week and he's still leading. That's the difference there. But LG and Cal gaining on him. Russell Frost gaining on him as well with their picks. So kudos to those guys for sticking back to it. Kodiko also in the top 10 as well. Not too bad. Omar Esquivel, where are you, son? Where are you? You're down to 13th. You're gaining on him. You're gaining on him. Anyway, let's get in the deep end and of course take a little look at the next round of matches. We're going to kick it all off this coming Saturday. It'll be Ajax taking on Heerenveen. Big bad boys this one, won't it be? These two sides played each other 64 times in the past. 44 wins for Ajax, 10 wins for Heerenveen and 10 draws. The last 6 between these two sides sees 4 wins for Ajax, 1 win for Heerenveen and 1 draw. Last time the picture was in Heerenveen. It was a 3-1 win. That's right, for Ajax. Dusan Tudic with a couple of goals. Quincy Promise as well. Mitchell van Bergen on the score sheet for Heerenveen in a 3-1 win. Last time picture in Ajax was in the Eredivisie and it was a 4-1 win as well. Goodness gracious me, the goal scorers on that day. Dusan Tudic again, Pierre Schurz and Nikos Telefarenko on the score sheet a couple of times for Ajax. Jens Odegaard on the score sheet for Heerenveen. Heading into this, Ajax have actually won 13 of the last 15 matches in the Eredivisie at home. Coming into this, though, just they actually picked 3 wins in the past 4 games in all competitions, of course, losing last time around against Groningen. Same can be said for Heerenveen, picking up 1 draw at the past 3, 1 draw at the past 4, and winning the previous 3 as well. So that's not too shabby for them bad boys. Heading into this, of course, the bookmakers' odds. A quick look at the bookmakers' odds. I can give you the bookmakers' odds on this one: 50-2 in favour of Ajax, 6-1 is your draw, 11-1 is your long shots. That is Heerenveen. Of course, Ajax was slipping up last time around. Heerenveen doing bits at the moment. Sitting in 3rd. Of course, a win for them could go mathematically outright leaders, but I do expect Ajax to bounce back with a 3-0 win. Next up, we have Wilhelm Swij taking on my boys, FC Twente. Now, these two sides played each other 85 times in the past. 18 wins for Wilhelm Swij, 45 wins for Twente, and 22 draws. The last 6, though, between these two sides: 3 wins for Wilhelm, 1 win for Twente, and 2 draws. Last time they played each other was over in Twente, in Enschede. It was a 1-0 win for Wilhelm Swij. Marius Versaliali with a 1-0 goal and that match. Last time played each other in Wilhelm was a 3-1 win for Wilhelm as well. You got to go all the way back. In fact, I don't even know when last time. Twente were last victorious over them back in 2017. Twente actually failed to win their last 11 away matches in the division. They come into this, not great form really. In fact, Wilhelm Swij on the flip side, 1 win in the past 4 games in all competitions, including the Europa League. Meanwhile, Twente unbeaten in the last 4 games, picked up 2 wins and 2 draws. So far, so good. Bookies odds 6-5 on for Wilhelm Swij, 11-4 is your away win, 5-2 is your draw on this bad boy. Of course, I'm going to go with my heart on this one. I'm pretty sure I'm going with at least 20 to get something out of this. A 0-0 draw. Wilhelm Swij doing okay, and I think they'll make it another game, especially at home, unbeaten, of course. Next up, Hercules Almelo taking on RKC Waalwijk. Now, these two sides have played each other 19 times in the past. 12 wins for Hercules Almelo, 3 wins for Waalwijk, and 4 draws. The last 6, 5 wins for Hercules, 1 win for Waalwijk, and no draws. Last time they played each other was over in Almelo. Was a 4-2 win for Hercules. Sylvester Den Wotsa with a couple of goals. Dario Van Bush and Deliane Burgojogjic on the score sheet for Hercules Almelo. Clint Lemons and Anias Tahidi on the score sheet for Waalwijk in a 4-2 loss back in March 2020. Before the old lockdown and all that, before the season got suspended. Waalwijk have actually lost their last 7 away matches. Of course, Waalwijk have actually conceded at least 3 goals in the last 5 matches as well. Coming into this, 2 teams in very, very wobbly form. 3 wins on the 3 defeats on the spin for Waalwijk, losing to Vitesse Arnhem, Ajax, and FC Utrecht. Meanwhile, 1 win in the past 5 games for Hercules Almelo in all competitions, including friendlies, and that was against Den Haag, opening day of the season. But after that, they've yet to pick up a win. Moving forward, the bookies odds on this one, basically 2-1 for Hercules for the victory, 65 is draw, 4-1 is for RKC Waalwijk. I'm going with Hercules Almelo with a 1-0 win to take it to the house, get in there, get over the line, and that win could mathematically shoot Hercules Almelo from, where are they, 12th in the table, all the way up to mathematically into 7th, and a win for Waalwijk on the flip side, currently bottom of the table. They could go mathematically as high as 13th. Meanwhile, AZ Alkmaar yet to get up and running, unbeaten though, 3 draws out of 3, taking on VVV Venlo, who are sitting at least a couple of spots better off than them in the division, in 10th at the moment. But back-to-back defeats of VVV Venlo, hoping to get themselves back to winning ways this time around. These two sides played each other 33 times in the past. 20 wins for AZ Alkmaar, 5 wins for VVV Venlo, and 8 draws. The last 6, though, sees 4 wins for Alkmaar, nothing for Venlo, and 2 draws. Last time they played each other was a 1-0 win. A 1-0 win for AZ Alkmaar back over in Alkmaar back in December 2019. Sugawara with the 1-0 goal on the 39th minute. AZ Alkmaar actually drawn the last 3 matches. They've also scored at least 2 goals in 5 of the last 6 matches in the division. Moving forward, coming into this though, VVV Venlo just 1 win so far this season. That was against FC Emmen. 8-goal Bobby Dazzler that was back in mid-March. Bookies odds on this one. What do we got on this? 5-1 on for AZ Alkmaar. 5-1 is your draw. 72 is your away win, and that is going in favour of Venlo. A win for Venlo could actually see them go as high as 7th. Same could be said for AZ Alkmaar. A win for them could actually go as high as 7th. But of course, yet to taste defeat, but yet to taste victory as well. I'm going with an AZ Alkmaar victory on this one. It might not have been good, might not have been great so far. Too many draws for my liking. And of course, they were battling on multiple fronts with Champions League, and I think they're now in Europa League, but I think a 2-1 win in the end for AZ Alkmaar. Next up, Feyenoord, of course, one of the leaders taking on Sparta Rotterdam, of course, strugglers at the moment. These two sides have played each other 109 times in the past. 67 wins for Feyenoord, 18 wins for Rotterdam, and 24 draws. The last few, I don't really know. I haven't really got much. I haven't got much to say on the last few. But heading into this, what do we have? I don't even know the form on heading into this. There must be something on this one. Heading into this, what do we have? What do we have heading into this? Heading into this, Feyenoord actually won 11 of the last 13 matches in the Eredivisie, where Sparta Rotterdam actually lost 9 of the last 10 matches away from home. Coming into this, Feyenoord unbeaten in the last 4 games in all competitions. Their last defeat was against was a friendly, doesn't really matter. Meanwhile, Sparta Rotterdam coming into this, just 1 draw the past 4 games, losing the previous 3. So it's actually very, very terrible form at the moment for Sparta, despite their 4-4 Bobby Dazzler last time around. Heading into this, the bookies odds, 23 on for Feyenoord. Red Hot favourites, 4-1 is your 11-2 is your away win. Of course, you're going to stick with Feyenoord. They're doing well. Sparta doing terrible. And it is at home. It's nailed on home win, if I ever did see one. Next up, Den Haag, taking on VT's Arnhem. Of course, these two sides played each other 50 times in the past. 15 wins for Den Haag, 19 wins for VT's Arnhem, and 16 draws. The last few, oh my god, this is terrible. What's going on here? Den Haag have actually failed to score in the last 4 matches heading into this. They've also failed to win 10 in the last 11 matches at home. Coming into this, though, what have they got on this? Den Haag, of course, losing the past. They won the last game, beating VVV Venlo, but before that they did lose 3 on the spin, so not great form for them. Meanwhile, VT's Arnhem just 1 defeat the past 4, losing to Ajax 2-1 not too long away. Of course, VT's Arnhem sitting pretty in 4th at the table. Den Haag all the way down into 14th, 10 points or 10 spots to separate these two sides out in the Eredivisie. Heading into this, 29-10, your bookies odds for the home victory, 43 on for VT's Arnhem, 13-5 is your away win. I like VT's Arnhem. I think they've got something about them, and I think they're going to maintain another big fat W and again keep up the heat with the top 2-3 leaders out in the division. 2-0 win in the end over Den Haag away from home. FC Emmen taking on Fortuna Sittard. Of course, these two sides played each other 38 times previously. 15 wins for FC Emmen, 12 wins for Sittard, and 11 draws. The last 6, we got 2 wins for Emmen, 1 win for Sittard, and 3 draws. The last time they played each other was over in Sittard. It was a 0-0 draw back in February 2020. The last time they played each other in Emmen was a 2-1 win for Emmen. That's right, back in this time last season, actually, 20th of October 2019. Heading into the Sittard actually failed to win their last 15 matches away from home. They've also failed to score in 6 of the last 8 matches away from home as well. Sittard also conceded at least 2 goals in the last form. Everything bats against them for this victory. They've actually just picked up 1 draw the past 4 games, 2 draws for the past 4 games for Emmen heading into this. Bookies odds. This one smells like a draw if I ever did smell one. 2019 on for Emmen, 30-5 is your draw. 21-10, your long shots, which is Sittard. Emmen might nick it, but I'm going with a draw. I'm going with a 0-0 draw. I can't separate 2 sides. It smells like a draw if I ever did see one. Next up, Groningen up against FC Utrecht. Of course, Groningen come into this on the back of the win against Ajax. These two sides played each other 118 times in the past. 38 wins for Groningen, 51 wins for Utrecht, and 29 draws. The last 6 sees 1 win for Groningen, 2 wins for Utrecht, and 3 draws. The last time they played each other was in the Dutch Cup. It was a 1-0 win for Utrecht in Groningen. That was all the way back in December 2019. Issa Abbas on the score sheet. Heading into this, Utrecht are actually undefeated in 9 of the last 10 matches in the Eredivisie. They come into this unbeaten in 4, picking up 1 win though over those past 4 games. That was against Waalwijk. Meanwhile, Groningen 2 wins in the past 3 games, of course losing to FC Twente a couple of games back, but before that they did beat Den Haag, and of course they come into this beating Ajax. Of course, bookies odds 2-1 in favour for Groningen. 12-5 is your draw. 11-10, Utrecht look like they're favourites on this one. Of course, they come into this sitting pretty in 8th. Groningen are also in 7th. Actually, 1 point separate the 2 sides. Actually, Utrecht actually play the game less than Groningen on this one. I do like Groningen as well. I think at home they'll have the edge with a 3-1 win, despite what the bookies think. I'm going to give it to Groningen in the end. 3-1 in the house. Next up, PEC Zwolle taking on PSV Eindhoven. PSV Zwolle come into this sitting in 9th spot on the table. 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 defeat so far. Meanwhile, PSV Eindhoven looking good at the moment. Nearly perfect. 3 wins and a draw at their first 4 games. The bookies odds, we'll get to that in a minute. The last time that these two sides played, in fact, the two sides have played each other 41 times in the past. Just 6 wins for PEC Zwolle, 29 wins for PSV Eindhoven, and 6 draws between the two sides. The last 6, though, 6 wins out of 6 for PSV Eindhoven, and the last time they played each other was a 4-1 win in Eindhoven, and the last time they played each other in Zwolle was a 4-0 win back in around about this time last season as well, 29th of September. With Pablo Rosario on the score sheet, Doniel Malen, Eric Gutierrez and Ritsu Duan on the score sheet in a 4-0 win away from him. PSV Eindhoven are actually undefeated in the last 9 matches in the Eredivisie, and they come into this looking very, very clinical as well, picking up 5 wins in the past 6 games in all competitions, including the Europa League. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat in the past 4 for PEC Zwolle, or 1 defeat in the past 3. That other game was a friendly, so we don't looking into that. Bookies odds on this one. 4-1 on, 4-1 for Zwolle, 65 is draw, 2-1 on is PSV. Of course, they are looking pretty. It's an away game. It is difficult, but I do expect PSV Eindhoven to come out top with a 2-0 Bobby Dazzler. That, my friends, is what I think will happen over in Eredivisie and match day number 5. Did I say match day number 6? I don't know, but this is match day number 5. This is what I think will happen, and then, if I'm right, this is what the table will look like. Feyenoord, PSV, as you were. Ajax moving up to 3rd. Vitesse Arnhem will remain in 4th spot. Down the foot of the table, Waalwijk, Sparta, Rotterdam going down. As it stands, Fortuna, Sittard also still in there. It's pretty much as you were at the foot of the table, to be honest with you. Den Haag, the biggest losers, it looks like, falling a place. Anyway, that's what I think will happen over in the Eredivisie in match number 5. Be sure to get your predictions in, of course, nice and early for this. Get it in there. Let's get more pickaroonies back in the house. Again, please give the video some love and smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe if you are new. New videos every single day on the channel, whether it is picks, we've got FIFA, we do a football manager, we have other stuff as well. Until then, though, be sure to give the video some love and check out the description as well. Links to my other social media platforms are in there: Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. That's the place to do it. Until then, though, I'll see you all very, very soon. Stay Dutch, my friend. Stay Dutch.